26 Charlie Tango 1017 1017 listening. Morning, afternoon or night time, YouTube people, whatever time of day it is you happen to be watching this video. I've been to work tonight. What night is it? It's 21st, Saturday 21st of January 2017. This is my recently purchased Mark 1 President Lincoln. I thought it's time I got the power meter and the dummy load on and find out exactly what it's doing, because I had a suspicion it was putting too much power out. I think the last couple of radios I've had, if you're the sort of person to just buy something, stick it on an aerial and speak and get a copy and all that, then, you know, and the radio appears to be working fine. I remember a story from 20 odd years ago. I acquired a 40 channel Uniden, I can't remember which model it was, little silver one, volume and squelch, and I lived in Shilton near Anstey at the time.
Everybody gone to bed?
We've got somebody on the old Murphy there. Everybody gone to bed. That was Andy, by the way, in Atherstone. Anyway, getting back to my story, I bought a radio and I didn't have a dummy load then, and probably didn't even have a power meter. I would have had a SWAR meter, but probably not a power meter. And I spoke to a lady called Betty, a place called Baddesley Enza, about 21 miles, 20 miles away from where I lived at the time, in a straight line. And my mate, who used to be a rig doctor, he's no longer on the radio, says, "Oh, bring your radio down, I'll check it over, make sure it's putting the right power out and it's on frequency." So I took the radio down, and to my astonishment it was only pushing 1/4 of a watt out on full power, half a watt. And I'd been speaking to a lady who was about 20-ish miles away. So you can never take it for granted, can you? Like when you get a radio, just because it keys up and people speak to you, that it's putting the right power out. Now, I've heard stories. I should know the answer to a lot of questions really regarding Lincolns, because this will be about my 5th one I've ever owned, but I haven't owned one for years. I must confess. I had a 2830. That was the last one I had, and before that I had 3 President Lincolns, Mark 1s. Anyhow, when I keyed this thing up, and I have spoken on it for a good 2 or 3 hours, the audio's dropped out 2 or 3 times. I've yet to decide if it's me not keying the mic correctly, or whether the mic's got a bit of an issue now and again, or whether it's an issue with the radio. I don't know. But I couldn't get a true. I run my power SWAR meter in line all the time, because I use an old A99 aerial that I've owned for about 8 years, and it's a bit past its sell-by date. It's a 1.4 SWAR. So when I'm talking on that antenna, I always run a SWAR meter in line just to check, keep me on the SWAR. Flicked it to the power setting, and it showed quite high power, but obviously you're not going to get a very correct reading if you got a 1.4 SWAR. It's got to be a good 1-to-1 match, hasn't it? I've got it anyhow. While I had 5 minutes to kill, I've got a little bit of energy left after me mad 4 hours I've done at work tonight before they sent me home. When it went quiet, I thought I'll take the bottom and top off the Lincoln, disconnect my power meter out of line, put the dummy load in, and see what power it's doing. Turns out it's doing 35 watts on FM. I haven't even checked what it's doing on sideband yet. So I thought I'll take the top and bottom off the radio and have a look. I'm no electronics expert by any standards. My levels of competence of electronics are pretty limited. I'm not stupid. I've never been into radios with a screwdriver going, what does this do, what does this do, turning them all up and down and messing about. Never done that in my life, but more often than not, I've took the bottom off a radio to actually turn the power down on them. Because years ago we used to have screwdriver monkeys, what had 40 channel 4 watt radios, and if they could get 8 watts out of it, ooh, it's fantastic. It's like, ooh, 8 watts till it goes pop. Well, I've heard stories, should I say, that there's high power versions on these and low power versions. To me, I don't know. I haven't really investigated the driver and the pre-driver on the board. I don't know if my camera will focus that close up, to be fair, but I don't really know enough about, like I say, electronics to know what's a high powered one or what's a low powered one, or what the actual specs are. So if anybody can fill me in on this one, I'd appreciate it. I'm crap on computers and navigating forums, and I never seem to find out what I want to find out. But either way, I'm going to turn this radio down to where I think it should be. It's pretty easy, you can't go wrong. Well, you could go wrong, I suppose. If you dropped it off the table or dropped a cup of tea on it. Yeah, you definitely need repairing then. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Get my light on and blind myself. AM power mode at the back there. I don't know if I've got it on camera. Somewhere there, look. AM power, and there's your ALC to just the sideband down. The various other ones do not adjust. Ain't got a clue. One there, meter VR101, and the one next to it, the squelch. And then you come along and there's a side tone one down the side there. Side tone. That one there, look. It says Uniden TH294V/0 1998. Hang on, let's try and focus my camera on that bit. 1998. So it's a good 19 years old. No disputing that. And things probably do go out of alignments on radios. And again, Aldrin have been warmed up and cooled down and warmed up, and you know, they've had several cycles of being hammered, as it were. But yes, as far as I'm concerned, till I know better, I shall set it to 10 and 20. 10 watts AM FM, 20 on a whistle. As the Americans go, chick, 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 audio up. I don't do that, I just go give it a whistle, that'll do me. My meter's got an average power PEP, so gives you a good indication, and that will do me. If anybody can advise me in the comments box below on this, whether what a high powered one is, what's the difference, what power they put out. But I don't think even 30 watts, there's no fan on the back of this, on the little heatsink at the back. I don't think it would appreciate 30 watts continually, long overs. I can't see it lasting long, so I'm going to turn it down to 10. I'll readjust the meter because that seems very exaggerated as well. Somebody was clearly, well, I would imagine, clearly using this as a mobile radio in Ireland, because it's got a cigarette lighter plug on the end of it. So, but it is in good condition. I do like the radio. I'm going to configure a way of drilling a couple of holes into my shelf and bolting it up there when it's all done. I do intend keeping this one. I've arranged to take the jumbo tomorrow to somebody. Somebody that 2 or 3 people reckons is red hot on repairing jumbos, so give him I don't know the guy, got his phone number, phoned him up, and arranged to take it over tomorrow. And if I can do that, it saves me posting it to Cornwall and back, which will be 40 quid just in postage. But we'll see what gives on that one. I'll keep you updated on that. So I won't bother keying this thing up and showing you that it's doing 35 watts on FM. Hopefully you'll believe me. I will key it up when I've adjusted it and show you that it's only now doing 10, which is more than enough for me. So part 2 of this hopefully short video, because I've noticed on my videos I've been rambling on and they seem to last a long time, so they might be aiding people in getting to sleep if they watch this when they go to bed. My other videos, I'm trying to keep them more shorter and more interesting. Whether I can achieve that or not. And the noise you can hear in the background is an electric fan heater, because it was only 8 degrees in here tonight when I came in. It was actually 1.2 outside. It's pretty chilly. So part 2 will follow this in a moment, hopefully when I've turned it down successfully. And I'm going to set the power meter as well, because that seems to exaggerate things grossly. So back in a moment. Right, it's me again. I'm back. Just made the necessary adjustment to the radio. Pleased to say it's doing, I should have shown you really before I adjusted it what it was, but I'm sure you can take my word for it. This is on FM, RF power full. Alright, here we go, there's the meter. We're looking at the 20 watt scale. Zoom in a bit, 20 watt scale, 10 watts. If you turn the power right down, anti-clockwise, I think it's about half a watt. Alright, turn full down, 20 watt scale again. About 3/4 of a watt. On the sideband, USB. Ooh, 5. Let's turn my other radio off, that would be a good idea. 20 watt scale. Ooh, yeah. 5, 5, 5, 5. It's actually doing about 22 watts. So, everything tallies up. I've just checked the frequency. It is on 27731. Well, 27731 anyway. At least I've got to buy a more informative frequency counter that's more than 5 digits. But it is a starter. So there you have it. So I'm hoping to bolt it under my shelf in this blank space where I had another radio. And the next video I'll do a link, and we'll be listening to a bit of activity. This radio I think I'm going to part with, the 3900. If anybody's interested, I will be putting it on eBay in the next couple of weeks. Works very well, nothing wrong with it. It's not got any power to it, but yeah, I'm more than happy with that radio. But the only trouble is to negotiate all the 40 channel UK FM channels, I think you miss about 4. It hasn't got the 10 kHz switch in it. You miss about 4, and you have to jiggle about with the KC shift. But it is just outside the centre dent on 555, anything with a 5 on the end, and then it goes to 1/4 there, look, to speak to anybody on the Muppet block. It works perfect, it does the power it should do. It's a really nice radio, it's in very good condition as well. It ain't got any marks on the front really. And I'm also a very clean radio, this, and I used to hate it, well, not hate them, but I never wanted one, but it's got a fantastic receive audio, this Binatone. Very clean. There is some little marks on the top case, not big gouges, but some very small marks. And also the Harrier, I'm going to get rid of that one as well. Nothing wrong with it. I did an unboxing of it, I set the power. Once again it was doing 6 watts, now it's doing 4. It wasn't doing any on half a watt, 1/4 of a watt, now it's doing 1/4 of a watt. I'll have to put this on the power meter. I'm sure I would have done it when I got it. But I've got radios now surplus to requirements. I sold a MK1 on eBay the other day. I sold my MK1. I'm getting a good old, in my man cave, please excuse the mess. I'm getting a good old jumbo tomorrow. I'm taking that, delivering that to somebody's house, so hopefully they will sort the faults on that for me. I don't know if they're going to EEPROM it for me. I want a couple of, the lights are still working beyond the meters, but I want a couple of LEDs put in. I want it EEPROMing, realigning, so there'll be a bit of work there for Dave. That's that with a dirty old tea towel on it. So as I say, the radio's doing what I want it to do now, and I like these radios that much. I honestly like these Mark 1 Lincolns that much. My plan is sell a couple of 40 channel radios, sell the 3900, and then put the money towards buying another Lincoln, because that's how much I like them, I really do. And then I'll have one for mobile when I go away on my holidays, and I'll just bolt one to the shelf in my man cave or radio shack or whatever you wish to call it. But anyhow, any questions? Thumbs up, thumbs down, comments. I've tried to make this video shorter than some of my other ones, so it's more interesting. Like I say, I have got clips of this somewhere on my computer of it in action, and the very first call I put out was to Sid. I couldn't hear him because I was getting static this end, but he could hear me. So that's the very first contact I made on this radio. I'm not sure where he was, but I can guarantee it was at least 60 miles away, at least. Right, take care everybody. 73s, till I make the next video. Take care of yourselves, bye for now.